In every corner of the globe, a new generation of entrepreneurs is rising not just to build companies, but to solve problems, challenge systems, and reshape industries with fresh eyes and fierce passion. These are young people who refuse to accept the world as it is. They saw something broken and decided to fix it not someday, but right now. From clean energy to mental health, education, finance, and social justice, these young visionaries are redefining what it means to lead in the 21st century. But before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. Now, let's get started. 10. Michaela Ulmer, Saving Bees, Empowering Youth. At just 4 years old, Michaela Ulmer was stung by a bee, and instead of fearing them, she became obsessed with saving them. By the age of 9, she launched Me and the Bees Lemonade, a company that uses honey-sweetened lemonade to raise awareness and funding for bee conservation. Today, Michaela is in her 20s. Her product is sold in over 1,500 stores across the U.S., and a percentage of her profits goes to saving endangered honeybee populations. She's also published a book and founded a nonprofit to encourage youth entrepreneurship. What started as a lemonade stand became a movement for sustainability, youth leadership, and environmental action. 9. Gitanjali Rao, Inventing for Impact. When most 15-year-olds are worrying about school, Gitanjali Rao was named Times Kid of the Year for using science to address global problems. From developing a device that detects lead in drinking water to creating apps to combat cyberbullying, her innovations are as impressive as her mindset. Gitanjali isn't just building tools, she's building platforms to educate and inspire young inventors worldwide. Through workshops, mentorship, and her innovation playbook, she's equipping students to become scientists and changemakers in their own communities. 8. Boyan Slat, Cleaning the Oceans at 16. In the Netherlands, a teenager named Boyan Slat was diving in Greece when he noticed more plastic than fish. That moment changed his life. At just 18, he founded the Ocean Cleanup, a non-profit organization that has since developed revolutionary technology to remove plastic waste from oceans and rivers. By 2024, his team had removed thousands of tons of trash from major marine zones like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Boyan's work proves that with vision, technology, and relentless drive, even the world's most overwhelming problems can be tackled by someone young and bold enough to try. 7. Melanie Perkins, Empowering Creators Worldwide. Melanie Perkins, the co-founder of Canva, didn't grow up in Silicon Valley. She started her first business from her mom's living room in Australia. Her idea? Make graphic design accessible to everyone, not just professionals. Today, Canva is used by over 100 million people across 190 countries. But Melanie didn't stop there. She's pledged to donate the majority of her wealth to charity, and Canva actively funds education programs, social justice campaigns, and disaster relief efforts around the world. Her journey is proof that business success and social impact can go hand in hand. 6. Ayinoluwa Aboyeji, Building Africa's Future Through Tech. From Nigeria, Ayinoluwa Aboyeji is redefining how Africa connects to the global economy. As a co-founder of Andela, he helped train thousands of African software developers and connected them with international tech companies. Later, he launched Flutterwave, a fintech company that simplified digital payments across Africa and became one of the continent's first tech unicorns. Through his current venture, Future Africa, Ayinoluwa now funds dozens of African startups tackling education, agriculture, healthcare, and governance. His mission is clear: unleash Africa's potential by investing in the next generation of innovators. 5. Greta Thunberg, Entrepreneur of Climate Justice. While not a traditional business founder, Greta Thunberg has created one of the most influential youth-led movements in history. Her Fridays for Future campaign sparked millions of climate strikes around the world and shifted global policy conversations. Greta has inspired new green startups, investments in sustainability, and climate-focused innovation hubs led by young entrepreneurs. Her refusal to stay silent became a global wake-up call, and her fierce authenticity continues to inspire thousands of young founders who now build startups rooted in climate resilience and justice. 4. Alexander Andreessen, Investing in Ethical Innovation. As one of the youngest billionaires in the world, Alexander Andreessen from Norway could have chosen comfort and silence. Instead, she used her platform to support ethical entrepreneurship and sustainable investments. Through her firm, she now invests in youth-led startups focusing on biodiversity, renewable energy, and mental health support. She's also actively involved in horse therapy programs for trauma healing and has supported organizations working with displaced refugees. Her approach shows how financial power can be redirected to uplift those left behind. 3. Marley Dias, changing the narrative in publishing. At just 11 years old, Marley Dias noticed that all the books she read in school featured white boys and dogs as the main characters. So she launched the 1000 Black Girl Books campaign to collect and distribute books that center young black girls as protagonists. She ended up donating over 13,000 books and authored her own. Today, she's an activist, entrepreneur, and media host focused on diversity in education and publishing. Her voice is reshaping what representation looks like in classrooms around the world. 2. Evan Spiegel, billionaire with a social purpose. Evan Spiegel, the co-founder of Snapchat, is among the few tech billionaires focusing on giving back young. Through the Snap Foundation, he supports youth arts programs, educational equity, and social justice reform. In 2023, he and his wife Miranda Kerr pledged to donate more than $250 million toward housing for the homeless in Los Angeles. Spiegel has also backed education platforms focused on underrepresented youth, emphasizing access, inclusion, and innovation. 1. Kendall Dabaki, health tech with heart. After witnessing the inefficiencies in global healthcare during the Ebola outbreak, Kendall Dabagi co-founded Solvio, a startup that organizes complex genetic data to speed up the development of new treatments. Now in his early 30s, Kendall is working at the intersection of healthcare, AI, and big data, helping companies and researchers bring life-saving medicines to market faster. His work is not just about profit, it's about building a healthcare system that works for all. These changemakers are just getting started. What unites these young entrepreneurs isn't just their age, it's their sense of urgency. They don't wait for permission, they don't wait for perfect conditions. They look at the world, identify a problem, and take action, often with fewer resources, but greater purpose than those twice their age. Their journeys aren't always smooth. They face skepticism, rejection, and pressure. But they keep going because their missions are bigger than the obstacles. They are reshaping industries, shifting mindsets, and building a future that is more inclusive, equitable, and hopeful. Why their impact matters now more than ever. We live in a time of crisis, but also of opportunity. Climate change, inequality, misinformation, and broken systems all feel overwhelming. But these young leaders remind us that the solutions don't always come from the top. Sometimes they come from a teenager in a science fair, a college dropout with an idea, or a kid running a lemonade stand to save the bees. They prove that age is not a limitation, it's a strength. With every app, every book, every pitch, and every protest, they are pushing us toward a better world. You can be one of them. If there's one lesson to learn from these young entrepreneurs, it's this: you don't need to be rich, famous, or fully grown to make a difference. All you need is an idea, a purpose, and the courage to start. Whether you want to build an app, launch a nonprofit, open a community cafe, or just start a conversation, your actions matter. The world doesn't need more followers. It needs more fearless leaders willing to take risks for a cause greater than themselves. Inspired by these young changemakers, hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs a little push to chase their dreams, and subscribe for more stories of innovation, courage, and global impact. The next world-changing idea could come from you, so start building it today.